This is Jean Brogy at ConExpo 2011 at the Perkins booth with Alistair Dennis. And Alistair's going to tell us a little bit about some of the engineering challenges that went into first Tier 4 interim engine regulations, meeting those, and then Tier 4 final.
Okay, so for Tier 4 interim, I guess the key things for us were about package size. So we added a lot of after-treatment systems for Tier 4. We also invested a huge amount in redoing our entire engine range from 400 series to 1206. And what we did there was rejuvenate and change most of the engines. So we added an 854, completely new to the range, adding about 40% more power, 60% more torque. We added a new 1204, which is a 4.4 litre engine. Again, added about 25% in power, another 35% in torque. And a 1206, where we completely changed the platform, got to a 7 litre engine, more power, more torque, and used a lot of the similar technologies, diesel particulate filters, common rail, electronics, across all of those
From
engines.
Tier 3?
We used some of those technologies at Tier 3, but added them across the entire range at Tier 4 interim.
And what was the biggest challenge, you think, the engineering challenges?
I think the biggest challenge for us and our OEMs and our customers was to make space for diesel particulate filters. So at the outset, we thought this might be a big issue for us, quite a challenge. And how we went about that was to invent something called the Technology Integration Workshop, a TIW. And in those workshops, we took CAD models from our customers' machines, we took CAD models of our engines, and we literally came up and collaborated to come up with a design, moved options, moved configurations, and refined our entire offering, engine, and all the attachments and configurations around it. And what we've done is about 200 different application types, and we've never found one we couldn't fit into. But that was our biggest challenge.
And a lot of work with the OEMs.
A lot of work with OEMs, absolutely. A lot of pre-work, a lot of work before we'd even made anything in metal. So we started collaborating as we designed the very first engines, the very first 7 litre for Tier 4 interim.
As you went into designing Tier 4 interim, were you designing actually for Tier 4 final in terms of space with the customers, etc.?
Absolutely. So we kept the space plane that we thought we would need for Tier 4 final. And by doing this at Tier 4 interim, we were really trying to change the range, get increased power density now, and then at Tier 4 final, we wouldn't change the engine, we would just add additional technologies such as SCR.
You added SCR.
So our assumption at interim when we were designing was that SCR would feature at Tier 4 final, and that's now becoming our prime path as we go forward.
Was that designed internally?
We have a group within our parent company that we buy in technology from and develop with, and so we'll be developing SCR ourselves and adding that to all of the different componentry that we also source internally or from other suppliers.
Can you talk a little bit of some of the testing that some of the rigors you put them through? I know you have a huge testing facility in Europe.
Okay, so Tier 4 interim was the biggest field test we've ever done. We've completed something like 1 million hours for Tier 4 interim alone, and a lot of that has been in machines. So we took machine types and took different versions of different types of machines. Some of them we bought our own machines, some were customers, some were run by customers. So the biggest thing we did was the hours of validation. Part of that was the engine itself, and part of that was validating with the right regeneration strategies and that DPFs weren't going to become an issue at Tier 4 interim for our customers in their machine. Also on the core engine, we do thousands of hours of core durability running and performance testing in Peterborough in the UK and in other places around the world.
I have one more question. I know this is probably the third or fourth ConExpo that I've seen you at. I'm curious if you can give us a look forward into what do you think might be on the Perkins stand in 2014 at ConExpo.
So I guess 2014, that's going to be right on top of Tier 4 final.
Right.
I would hope to see a lot of this range being exhibited at that exhibition. SCR systems being shown and us talking about how we've made that work, how Tier 4 final is now in production with our customers, and how we're looking forward to future emissions legislation, wherever that may take us, but I'm sure it'll take us on another.
Well, I'm curious
journey.
if you're going to be looking at Tier 4 or Tier 5
Tier 5.
2014. What do you think that might look like?
So, Tier 5 and Stage 5 in Europe, I guess, are debated between whether there'll be something, if we look at the markets we're in, oil prices rising continually, the whole agenda around our environment and our CO2 output, that probably will feature. And also we'll be looking at things like lowering particulate levels further, and I think maybe there'll be things like hybrids, different technologies allied with engines to really get for more complex and more efficient installations and machines.
Very good. Thanks for your time, Alistair.
Thank you very much.
This is Jim Berge at ConExpo. Thank you.